Why new phones don't feel exciting anymore? Do you remember when a new phone actually felt new? The Motorola Razr, the BlackBerry, the T-Mobile Sidekick, the first iPhone, and early Samsung Galaxy models did not feel like minor updates. They changed what a phone could be. One year you had physical buttons and a tiny screen. A few years later you had a camera, internet access, GPS, video, email, and thousands of apps in your pocket. Back then, every upgrade was easy to explain. This phone has a color display. That one can take pictures. This one connects to the internet. That one finally sends files without making you line up two infrared sensors and pray the connection survives. Today, launch season feels different. Apple announces another iPhone. Samsung introduces another Galaxy. Google reveals another Pixel. The screen is brighter, the processor is faster, the camera handles low light better, and the battery may last longer. These improvements are real, but for the average person, they rarely transform daily life. So why do companies still release new phones every year? The first reason is simple. The smartphone has become a mature product. Think about the difference between having no camera and having a camera. That is revolutionary. Now compare a very good camera with a slightly better camera. That is useful, but it is not the same kind of leap. The same thing happened with mobile internet. Going from slow early networks to fast 4G changed everything. Maps became practical, video streaming became normal, rideshare apps, mobile banking, and video calls became part of everyday American life. But once a web page already loads quickly and a video streams smoothly, making the connection even faster creates a smaller visible benefit. That is the law of diminishing returns. The basic problems have already been solved. Modern phones can record high-resolution video, edit photos, navigate across the country, translate conversations, manage, work, pay bills, and replace equipment that once filled an entire Radio Shack catalog. That is why the design has stabilized. A large touchscreen, several cameras, a battery, speakers, microphones, and a powerful chip now define the category. Engineers can make that formula thinner, faster, brighter, or more efficient, but completely reinventing it every 12 months is nearly impossible. The second reason for annual releases is business. Phone companies need a predictable sales calendar. Suppliers plan chips, displays, cameras, and batteries years in advance. Carriers build promotions around launch season. Retailers prepare inventory. Marketing teams need a new story, and investors expect regular product cycles. In the United States, installment plans and trade-in credits can make the upgrade feel cheaper than it really is. Instead of asking whether a new phone is worth more than $1,000, many buyers ask whether it is worth another monthly payment. And prices matter. The iPhone 17 launched in the United States at $799. Premium flagship models from Apple and Samsung now reach roughly $1,100 to $1,300. Before extra storage, a case, insurance, or wireless service. At those prices, an annual upgrade is a financial decision. The third reason new phones feel less exciting is that innovation is moving from hardware to software. A better camera sensor is useful, but software can improve the photo after you take it. Artificial intelligence can remove objects, summarize recordings, translate calls, organize notes, rewrite messages, search what is on your screen, and help create images or video. The most important new feature may arrive months after the phone itself. Your device can become more capable through an operating system update, without changing the glass, metal, or cameras in your hand. In the past, buying new hardware was the main way to gain new abilities. In the future, the value of a phone may depend more on how long it receives useful software, security patches, and AI features. Google says Pixel 8 and later phones receive 7 years of operating system and security updates. Samsung also began offering 7 generations of operating system upgrades and 7 years of security updates on major flagship devices. That is a strong signal that phones are expected to remain useful much longer than a 1-year or 2-year upgrade cycle. So how long should you keep your phone? There is no single answer, but the calendar should not decide for you. Upgrade when your battery no longer gets you through the day, and replacement does not make financial sense. Upgrade when your phone stops receiving security updates. Upgrade when storage limits interfere with your work, damage makes repair too expensive, or a new feature would genuinely improve your job, health, safety, or creative work. Do not upgrade simply because a commercial tells you that your current phone is suddenly outdated. For many people, the smarter move is to replace the battery, clear storage, install updates, and keep the device another year or 2. A phone that still performs the tasks you need is not obsolete. It is working. There is also an environmental reason to slow down. The world generated a record 62 million metric tons of electronic waste in 2022. And only 22.3% was documented as properly collected and recycled. Phones are only one part of that total, but annual upgrade culture contributes to mining, manufacturing, shipping, packaging, and disposal. Recycled materials are better than using only new resources. But recycling cannot erase the impact of producing unnecessary devices. The most sustainable phone is often the one already in your pocket, especially if it can be repaired and securely updated. What comes after the smartphone? Foldables may become more practical. Smart glasses may move maps, messages, and video into our field of view. AI assistants may reduce the number of times we tap through apps. Farther into the future, brain-computer interfaces may change how some people control digital systems. But the next true revolution will probably not be a phone that is 10% faster. It will be a new interface that removes the need to constantly hold and stare at a rectangular screen. Until then, companies will continue releasing phones every year because the business machine is built to do exactly that. And the engineers deserve credit. Making chips faster without destroying battery life. Improving cameras without making the device enormous, managing heat, and fitting more capability into the same small space are remarkable achievements. The problem is not that innovation has stopped. The problem is that consumers are being asked to treat gradual engineering progress like an annual revolution. So here is the real question: how old is the phone you are using right now? And what feature would actually convince you to replace it? Share your answer in the comments. If you enjoy practical technology analysis without the marketing hype, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video.